Thank you.
Check 543G.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes cost me light for the party. Always get it started, and I so bossy, and I so I'm independent, got my own, and I can cash up if I want, Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy.
Hey y'all, welcome to Talk Show Divas, streaming live from Douglasville, Georgia. I'm your host today. I am Deb, and I'm going to let my beautiful Diva sisters introduce themselves, starting with...
Y'all know who it is. It's Toya. What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday.
Oh, man. Hi, it's Mahogany Blue. Honey, I've missed you guys. I'm back to stay. Yeah.
Yes, and always and forever, Queen Diamond is here.
Yeah.
Cat Davis.
Yeah.
Thank you. We want to say thanks for tuning in with us today and joining us on this Sunday when y'all could be doing so many other things. But I'm telling you guys, we have an awesome show, do we not, sisters?
Yes.
we do.
Oh,
Yes, we
y'all
do.
better be ready for
First
this.
of all,
Ready for this.
welcome back. I'm so glad everybody's back together today because we've had a crazy couple weeks. but-
Yes. And y'all cute. Y'all cute, by the way.
Yeah, we are
Yes.
cute,
Oh,
honey.
cute. Woo. Oh, yes. Fabulous.
But
Always
let's
dope.
have you
Yes.
listen to you boys. Puppies are cute.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, welcome again to all of our diva dolls and dudes. And first, we're gonna get started with our diva dish. And I've got something right now I got to tell y'all about. Let
What
me
you
tell
got?
you
What you got?
about my new little best friend. As you know, we had my event, and it was where I was named one of 100 most influential women.
Woo. Congrats on that. Congrats.
That is awesome.
Yes. You did
I
that.
met my new little best friend. Her name is Presley Page.
Okay.
And she is a 5-year-old designer. She
Wow.
has a collection called Dollface. Okay?
Dollface. She's 5. You said 5?
She's 5. And
Beautiful.
She is amazing.
5
Mahogany
years
met
old.
her. She
Yeah,
knows
she's
absolutely
very, very,
precious.
very, very pretty.
Very smart.
very
I'm standing there.
Entrepreneur.
She is. She
That's
was,
amazing.
She was. And let me tell you, I'm standing there. And because I had to do a panel discussion.
Mm-hmm.
She comes up and she goes, hey. And I was like, hey, pretty. She said, do you have girls? I said, I do, but they're big. She goes, oh, you have girls? And she immediately pulls open her little purse and hands me her business card.
Get out of here.
That's what I'm
No
talking
lie.
about.
Wow.
No lie. So,
Wow.
this is it. And her mom, which of course made me happy, she's like, you're her new best friend. She gets so excited when she sees you. This is from Dollface Collection. This is her line.
How
Look at this.
cute.
Oh, that is too
That
cute.
is so gorgeous.
Oh, little
you
tutu. Now, does she
She picks out the design.
Okay.
She puts them together, and she is involved in
Oh
all
my
of it. Her
God,
mom
that
says.
is so
Look
amazing.
at this.
5-year-old.
girl, she branded and everything?
Yes,
look
look
at
at
this.
it.
Look at that tag.
And she is just.
Oh, wow.
everything.
Look at, girl, she is
I'm
branded.
rating it
Oh,
excellent.
yes. Look at that.
Yep. Look at this. Last one. You ready? Check her out.
Too
She's
cute.
amazing.
Let me see.
Hey, Dollface.
Yes, and that's what I say. I
I
call
like
people
that.
Dollface.
So how can they reach her?
Okay, she has Instagram and she has Facebook,
Oh, my God.
Dollface Presley _boutique,
Wow.
and it's
5
Dollface
years
Presley.
old.
I don't know if y'all can see the picture of her, but she's absolutely phenomenal.
such a
she's
cute little girl.
precious.
She
Love
is.
this chick, and she is
this
on. Yeah, she's on our Instagram.
Wow.
Goes to her mom.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
That's it, like
Yes.
parents.
Mom
Parents,
and her
push your
father
children.
and
Stand
her
behind
father,
them.
Mom and dad both
Mhm.
recognized her passion.
Wow.
She was little bitty, and she used to say, "Oh, I want to wear this, and can I do this?" And in every aspect of it, and they're like, "You know what? We just took it and ran with it." And I'm so impressed with this little girl.
I love it.
Dollface. So that is my diva dish, and I want y'all to check her out. Okay, check her out. Dollface collection by Pressy Page, okay?
Yes. We're gonna
So,
have to definitely send
yes.
get that information and share it with everybody
I
to
will.
support
I
this
will
wonderful
definitely get that.
entrepreneur, because y'all know I'm all about entrepreneurship.
You know, let me tell you, she says that a year ago, she is now the owner. She has a hand in helping her mama pick out everything.
Yes, yeah.
Anything doing with beauty. She watched her mom doing makeup, doing hair, getting dressed up.
That's how it
She told her
started.
to say, Mommy, I want to look fabulous today. Can I put on a pretty dress? She started wanting to make her own clothes. She can dress up every day. And that's when her mom and dad moved forward with her.
Wow.
So,
And the idea was born. That's all it takes.
I wanted to say hi to Brittany
Yes.
Oracle. Hi, Brittany. You are
Hi,
so
Brittany.
welcome. Brittany won a Real Boss Award.
Oh,
That's awesome, Brittany.
And Ty, they won a Real Boss Award at the Real Boss Connections event.
oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
So she's tuned in. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
What's your dish, Kat?
What you got?
My dish? Oh my God. We just said something so wonderful. Well, it kind of goes into the children part. It is so wonderful to always support kids.
Yes.
And
Yes,
the thing
you
of
gotta
it
do it.
is this month is National Suicide Prevention Month.
It sure is. Yes, it is.
And I did some research on some information that really disturbed me, and I really had no idea that suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, and is often the result of mental health conditions that affect people when they are most vulnerable.
Wow.
Many
Yeah.
do not talk openly about it because they're ashamed about it, and it's a stigma. So, you know, they don't really want to share with anybody how they really feel. So recent studies from CDC found that from 1999 to 2014, the overall U.S. suicide rate increased by 24%.
Oh, God.
Between the ages of 15 and 19-year-old girls, it doubled.
Wow.
And between 2007 and 2015, reaching a 40-year most high. Suicide is the 11th leading case of death in Georgia. And among people ages 25 to 34 and ages 15 to 17, suicide is the second leading cause of death in this state.
Yeah.
So y'all,
Ouch. Whew.
it's some of
That's
you out
serious.
there who do not understand that you are valuable, and we need you to stay here because you still have purpose. So if you all have loved ones that are talking about suicide, take it seriously. If you see that the young people are looking like they're depressed, help them find out what their purpose is. Like this
Yeah.
beautiful 5-year-old girl who found her purpose
Early.
real
in
early
life,
as an
yeah.
entrepreneur creating outfits. I mean, the tags are phenomenal. And so we Talk Show Divas are going to make sure that we always say something this entire month, because this month is National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Awareness.
Yep.
So we're going to always say some little tip on the signs of what suicide is.
People just don't realize how much it affects, even especially the young people.
They don't. They really don't. It's people among us
Right.
that we
There's
have
so
no
much-
clue.
There's
Everybody's
so
been
much-
affected by it in so
Yeah.
many ways.
Yeah.
And there's the children, it's a whole different ball game these days. Like, it's not how, we were when we were raised.
Right.
Or coming up.
Well, it's a
These
whole-
kids,
They're
it's
getting
the
bullied.
pressure, the bullying is so real. Yes.
Kids are
Yes.
young as 5 and 6 years
Uh-huh.
old.
And then what about
Yeah.
the ones that can't afford
Finding ways.
certain outfits and
Yes.
they get picked on
That's
because they
pressure.
don't wear name
That's
brands?
pressure.
Exactly.
That's
It's
pressure at
totally
school.
different today than it was when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
What's your dish, Toya?
My dish, oh my gosh, we just have.
Thank you for letting us know about that, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah, and I think that it has to be reiterated every week.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's very, very good, because it's sad.
It
People
is.
are depressed.
They are.
And they don't have an outlet of someone to talk to. And if they do, they don't want to talk to them and suppress what they're going through.
That's
So
right.
that's
And
really
y'all
dope.
did hear about Marsha Edwards, right? The one that was married to the surgeon.
Yes,
Yes,
they talked about that on my radio show.
That outcry.
Yes, it was really
Woo!
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Crazy.
Hey,
So-
Derek.
so
just wanted to
sad.
Say hey.
So sad.
Derek's up
Yeah,
here.
you just said hey, Deb.
Hey,
So,
Derek.
Toya, go ahead.
It's okay. So my diva dish, this was so disturbing, y'all. And you guys, I don't know if y'all watched the video on Facebook or either saw it, but the Denver woman that gave birth in a jail cell.
What? No.
Okay, let me run it down for y'all. So a Denver woman, she's filing a federal lawsuit against the city of Denver, after she gave birth alone in a dirty jail cell next to the toilet, with absolutely no help, no assistance, no anything. Okay, so mind you, this lady came into jail 9 months pregnant. So that's already a red flag. You know, the medical staff, you're already on watch. You know, 9 months pregnant. So she gave birth alone. The crazy part is that she was in a jail cell alone. She didn't have a roommate. So that was my first thing. But she didn't have a roommate. But she was yelling. And y'all know childbirth. And when I say yelling, y'all know the intensity of that. Right. Like hollering, you know, for hours. Her water broke. You know, all this. And the whole, no one came to her rescue. No one came to her rescue.
So I thought they had security officers.
Mind you, this whole thing is recorded. Like this whole thing, you can watch the entire birth. She's laying, and y'all know what y'all don't know. I hope y'all don't know. But you know, the bench, you know, that is that solid, hard bench. You know, that's what she laid on to give birth.
Wow.
You know, no pillows, no anything. But you can exactly. No, they were. The crazy thing is that when they heard these screams, a nurse, they say a nurse, you know, like the little door where they pass their little lunch tray things in. They passed in an absorbent pad for her to put this underneath you. So they passed her that, and you can see her on the video getting the pad, you know, and then laying it down, and she kind of like, you know, wobbled herself on there, girl, and like pulled out her own child, like had to do the whole thing alone. And then so if you pass it in an absorbent pad, clearly you know that something is going on.
Yeah.
You know, like. So then she was in labor 5 hours. She gave birth to a healthy baby boy, but it wasn't until so they acknowledged that she was giving birth by passing her the pad, and then after the baby was born, that's the next time the nurse showed up.
They gave her toilet paper
After the baby was born, yes. And then it took them another whole 30 minutes before the baby and the mom got to the actual hospital. And so the doctors were like, you know, she could have bled to death. Like, how does this happen in our jail cell?
Something about that jail.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I'm like, oh my God. So like everyone just ignored the fact that this lady is howling and screaming her lungs out, trying to cut herself because the pain. This is her first child. Wow. And I understand, you know, because I was okay, inmate versus, but she's still a human being.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know, this is an innocent baby, you know, coming into the world, and like that's awful. Girl, the video was amazing.
I can't.
I was like, what is going on? Like, what?
Had nothing for pain.
No, nothing.
Just your first time.
She didn't know what to expect.
Imagine the pressure, because you all know, we've all had children.
Yes.
And the pressure that we feel coming when the baby is about to come out.
Yep. And she had no idea. She had to catch her own baby, so she kind of trying to do the exorcist thing, trying to push and hold, you know, girl, all by herself, no pillows. I was just like, oh my God, like this world. But one of the things when they did their investigation, they were saying that they thought it was a joke because a lot of the female inmates they exaggerate or fake their symptoms to try exactly. And that's the first thing that her attorney said. Her first thing was like she was 9 months coming in when y'all checked her in. Like y'all already know to be on watch for her.
Okay, that is heartbreaking.
So
That is so awful.
I just want to bring attention to justice system. That's ridiculous.
And it needs to be.
dish is not bad.
Okay, this is something that we can
You know,
make as a radio show. Okay. No, this is bad. Okay. This is bad. Okay, so it's not depressing like that, but it is depressing. It could be. You know, we was talking about. Well, I brought the topic up of Paul Mooney. It affected me because I love him. You know, if you know anything about comics, you know he's a political comic. And Richard Pryor has a son that's Richard Pryor Jr. He's a grown man. I believe he's older than all of us.
He is.
Grown man. So at the end of the day, Paul Mooney allegedly was molesting him when he was young.
Oh my God.
What?
So yeah. So
You see my eyes, they got
yes,
big,
I'm
right?
serious, y'all. He went to TMZ and all media outlets, and, you know, conveyed what, you know, transpired when he was young. So they asked, was it consensual? And he says, how could a child, you know, give an adult something that, you know, a part of them that is consensual, like this is a kid. You know what I mean? And I don't know if there's any truth to it. I'm not saying that the guy is lying. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't know either party. However, if he did that, like, that really bothered me. You know what I mean? If you did that knowing that, you know, he's responsible for a lot of major artists as far as comic goes.
Okay.
Richard Pryor, you know what I mean? Red Fox, like anybody who's anybody in the building, Dolomite, all of that, they all went through Paul Mooney. You know what I mean? So he's very, very, and he's a political comic. Wow. You know what I mean? So he's very well respected. However, this right here is just a whole nother bag of snacks. That's disgusting to me. You know what I mean? And the kid, the man is traumatized. And people were like, well, if Richard Pryor knew, allegedly, when Richard Pryor's movie came out, JoJo and the Dancer, that's when he put the bounty on his head. Richard Pryor put $1 million,
wrap my head around all this stuff today.
Okay.
bounty.
I know, right? We got
his head.
Not to take a break,
Indicated he wanted to get him, killed
That's
because of that.
awful. I cannot believe, what is wrong with this world? We've got a lot of stuff to talk
Crazy.
about.
Some sick people out
So
there.
y'all come back. Please join us. Tell everybody. Share.
Yes,
Come back.
share. Do your comments.
So see ya.
Could you love me tonight? On a warm summer night, it would be so nice tonight. Could you love me tonight? On a warm summer night, it would be so nice.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here to
Body cold, frosty cold, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes cost me light for the party. Always get it started, and I so bossy, and I so I'm independent, got my own, and I can cash up if I want, Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Talk Show Divas, streaming live from Douglasville, Georgia.
Hello.
I'm your host, I'm Deb, and then my gorgeous Diva sisters here are
Toya.
And
Mahogany.
Queen Diamond. Cat Davis, y'all know it.
all right, guys. So we have some good topics that we're going to dive into today. I think the first one we should talk about is how young is too young to be held responsible for sex crime. Okay? This is a loaded topic. Someone had suggested we talk about this. So I did some research, and I can tell you that in 2006, the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act, also known as SORNA, they added a provision stating that juvenile offenders under the age of 18 must be subject to registering on the sex offender list. And in 2016, the peak age for illegal sexual behavior is 14. 14 years old. The thing that really disturbed me about this, like, you know, kids are kids and kids are naturally curious. Of course, there's a difference in that. But in Grant County, Wisconsin, a 6-year-old boy was accused of first-degree sexual assault for playing doctor with a 5-year-old little girl. Okay? Legally, he was too young to be charged, but they filed a petition seeking protection or services for the boy. The summer before this same little boy was accused of disorderly conduct. He grabbed the breasts of 2 teen babysitters, took off his clothes, and they said rubbed himself on their legs, tried to kiss them. The state law there defines sexual intercourse as an intrusion, however slight it may be, of any part of a person's body. So, this was a big deal in Grant County, and the DA said, her name is Lisa Reniker, said the case isn't about punishing him, it's about getting him the help he needs. And their argument about this is they're equating it to how they say he should not be charged with a sex crime. They're saying that is like charging a 6-year-old with assault if he hits another child. Real quick, and this is where it takes children being responsible. You know, we talk sometimes about people's moral compass being broken. So this takes it to a whole opposite end of the spectrum, how we talk about how people don't have consequences for their actions, but this one is in Hallandale Beach, Florida. There were 2nd graders that were handcuffed and arrested for punching another boy and trying to steal his bike. The youngest of those kids was 4. In Orange County, 5 kids were arrested, charged with felony burglary and misdemeanor criminal charges for breaking in and vandalizing a neighbor's shed in 2010. So the thing is, you know, you have the kids will be kids, but come on, like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about this, Kat?
I think it's really outrageous.
As far as the sexual conduct.
The sexual conduct is outrageous, and it's
like we doctor when we're kids.
Yeah, but the intensity of what you just discussed
about the little boy,
which means that he has obviously been touched or have seen some things, you know, as well. And in a situation like that, when they make a report, it's something that should be done. There's some therapy that need to be taking place. Let's say the little boy rapes another child, right? So if the little boy rapes another child, then what do you do in that situation? I think that, of course, he's too young to go to jail.
Well, that's what the DA was trying to get him help.
Right. But even in the help that he needs, then you got to see if the help is really working.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they get therapy, and it doesn't help some of them.
Right. True. But there's so many instances where you've got little bitty children who do innocent things, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, well, they're a sex offender, and having to register as a sex offender at 11 years old.
But they're going to have to be removed
even
from
younger than that.
An atmosphere of children.
Yes.
And in doing that, it has to be some type of activity so they'll understand the difference between the right and the wrong, the good touch, the bad touch, that they cannot do this to other children. Right. So this is like something really major that I think should be looked upon more than it is, because I don't think those bodies really taking in consideration different activities or something put in place
that can literally help these kids. You cannot put them in a public school with these type of issues.
Well,
I don't think it's.
I'm gonna keep it real, Kat. When I had a good friend who, only thing I can say is she was a little skanky. I mean, I loved her, but she was, and her daughter was very much influenced by her mom. And
like most women, girls are.
That's why I always try to lead by example, and it's like just because we're adults, we know we can do what we want to do because we're grown-ups. But it doesn't mean that we should do it. I've always tried to be the mom who don't do as I say, do as I do. So with that being said, this particular mom, her little girl was, I think they were 9 at the time, and she was in there trying to take one of their mutual friends, a little boy, he was 11, trying to take his pants off. You know why? Because she saw her mama doing it over and over, and her mom would have her boyfriends come spend the night and all this. Ridiculous. It's just, things are worse.
And you're right. And I think that's where the issue comes into, because I just feel like with all this, the laws and all that, like normal sexual development is like being criminalized. Like it's a natural thing for a boy or a girl, young, to be curious. I mean, there are levels, there are differences where it's gone too far. But I mean, normal, I just feel like it's making it criminal, like when it's totally innocent. Like I read about a case where a little girl, she was simply flashing herself, like lifting up her shirt real quick.
Which little girls don't do that.
And things like that. But it went all the way to the point to where she's now at the age of 9, she's a lifetime registered sex offender for the rest of her life.
Just for putting up a shirt?
Yes. Yeah,
I think that's
crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I guess the mother of the boy, the 2 boys that she was doing it to, took it that far. Like, and I'm like, at 9, really? Like, what is she really showing him that?
Yeah, I think they've gone too far and registered as a sex offender.
Show us, but like, keep it real, guys.
Yeah, but most cases end with the lifetime registration, which means that these kids have no second chances.
Wow.
At 10.
Yeah, 9, there are no real second chances.
Mahogany.
I don't know. It's a whole bunch of things I'm thinking about. Why when Kat,
I know that
just said what she just said. You said what you said. Deb, when everybody gave their little spill or whatever, Deb, it's like I remember seeing something. It might not have to do with it, but it's like kind of ties into me. When you said, when should a child be accountable for their actions? How young is too young? I would say at the age of 10.
10, okay.
10. Not saying that kid should go to prison or anything. But I'm saying by 10 years old, you should recognize what you're doing that is just not right.
Right.
It is not, it's not right what you're doing. You know that's wrong. You know. Like little kids, 4, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 8 years old, you gotta like give them a little leadway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you said with the girl with her daughter, it's something that when kids are sponges.
Yeah.
So they do what they see.
Right.
So whatever they see, they're gonna absorb it and just do what they see. In her case, and in a lot of babies' cases.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be mindful.
Like you said, 4 years old, a child as young as 4 was in cahoots with a couple of other little kids that robbed somebody at a bike. 4 years old.
They vandalized a shed.
They vandalized a shed. So how would you know to do this at 4 if you wasn't trained that or you seen something like that? At 4,
you're following an older person whom you trust. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like
4 years old, they're ready to go to preschool.
They have 5-year-olds having sex now.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
that is the world we live in, guys.
But you have to look back at their environment. You have to. That forces you to look at their environment.
It starts at home, guys. I hate to say it.
Absolutely.
It does.
We want to know what y'all think.
It does start at home because you can't expect for your kids to be a certain way when you're not.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I mean? You can't.
But you know what? I just thought about something. So I had to back it up.
Good. All right, go ahead, Kat.
I had to back it up.
Go ahead,
we say that it started home, but sometimes it started other people's homes that we allow our children to go spend the day.
That's why I said environment. That's why I said environment.
Teaching them the right way starts
Yes.
at home.
But you know what? It's different strokes for different folks because my parents are deceased. Y'all know that. convey that to you. My father was an OG, honey. We could never, not Frank's kids, spend a night at anybody's house.
Well, they doing a lot now.
Wait to meet your dad.
Okay.
Yo, my father was the coolest, but he just also knew what it was. Yeah, because
you never know. Everyone's raised
even
differently.
though he had a good job and everything like that, but he was, he knew about the streets.
Right.
So he's looking at it like my girls are everything. I'm gonna cover them. So you can't be saying, nah, whose house? Hers?
But it's a lot of parents.
Get out of here with that.
They be pushing their kids over to other people's houses.
My kids
and you don't know.
Spend the night at nobody's house.
And
you don't know.
Parties,
and you
can't
come in here.
At nobody's house.
And you can teach your children what's right. Because I always taught my children about bad touch, good touch.
Yes, you got to.
So when they go to somebody else's house and they standing there with them kids and it's 2 or 3 against 1.
Yes, things change.
Things change.
So I don't like them. You right, Kat, for the simple reason that I have 2 older kids, but I have 2 young ones. Micah's 13 going on 14 in October, and Chiana's 8 going on 9. Now, my kids, I train them differently. My kids like to compare a lot. Like, they think the world of me, so they try to like, oh, that's stuff my mother wouldn't do. Like, I don't want my kids around anything that's detrimental. That's why I try to raise the village with other people's kids.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Show them different things and everything. But there's a lot of broken homes out there.
Absolutely.
That's the main reason why I won't let my kids do that. I don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
But I won't let my kids do that because it's a lot of broken homes, which means I'm not to say that in that house where it's the mother and father and they're married, that it can't be some stuff where it's incest and things going on like that.
You can't say
I'm
anything.
not saying that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that most of these homes are broken. So with a lot of these women, what I'm noticing, they just on the strength of having a man there or people there, they're good with that. I don't want that type of situation around my kids because I don't live it.
Right.
Yep.
I don't live that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I can't have my kids waking up and seeing an environment or different men in and out my house or door. You got to lead by example. You can't be doing no lewd acts in front of your kids. It takes a village, like we always say.
It takes a village.
You're right,
You gotta
it does
be-
take a village, but you can't wait and depend on the village to raise your
No,
child.
you got to. The village is you. I look at it like I'm the village.
Because you're not the typical mom.
But because she's a good mother, you're a good mother, and you're a good mother. If you see my kids doing something that is not right, you as a mother should check them. And you know the type of person I am. I'm not going to come at you mean, irate, boisterous, ready to fight, and because I know the type of mother you are.
Right. You know why you're not going to do that? Because your moral compass is not broken.
Exactly. And I only want a mother. Don't get it twisted, y'all.
Yeah.
A mother, a real mother, to chastise my kid if I'm not around.
And there's a way to do
I
that.
don't want the women that never really been there and their kids like, I'm sorry, that's just my thing. That's a whole other story, girl.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Chastising my kid if you see them doing something wrong because you wasn't watching yours.
Yeah.
So how you gonna teach mine better?
But I just think that like again, the younger under 10, the consequences are really harsh. I was reading about a case where some states require the children to post signs in their windows of their homes stating sex offender lives here.
Wow.
Like there are more than one state that's required. Like once they took it there, went to court and it's been established, they're on this registry.
That is
they have to post a sign
to know
in there. So
what guidelines they
imagine
have.
the stigmatism, the isolation, the depression, the suicidal thoughts.
It's gonna make them worse.
And
At that young of an age.
The harassment.
You know what you're told, what you see.
Yeah.
But it's not even just about the sexual connotation of this. It's also about, I'm all about being responsible, consequences of your actions. But I do have to tell you real quick, a friend of mine, she had a friend, and this was late 90s. The child was they were walking home from school, and he was elementary school, 9 years old. And he and his friends were walking, and there was a contractor, they were pouring concrete. And so the guy was like, hey, freshly poured concrete, y'all want to come put your handprints in it? So he did. Little boy goes over with his friends, they all put their hands in it, and he slept with a Snoopy dog. So he wrote, Snoopy is cool. Next thing you know, the next day or a couple days later, this was in Vegas, okay? A couple days later, she said that a detective went to the school, arrested this 9-year-old little boy, cuffed him and everything, took him down, questioned him without his parent present because there was a gang called the Snoopy Gang, and this was now gang insignia, and he was part of a gang. Arrested him, put him in juvenile and everything. and I don't remember 12 hours before his parent came. It's insane. It's insane. I mean, of course, when your kids do something wrong, like if my child's wrong, tell him. If he don't listen to you, tell me. The parent I've always been is, if your kid is at my house, he's now my kid. And I'm going to tell him, I'm going to give you a chance to tell. You can tell your mom, I can tell your mom.
That's why you gotta know.
Great, guys.
Yeah.
That's
we
crazy.
Come back, we got something else to talk about, but let us know. We want to hear your thoughts on it.
We got some shout outs coming back.
Yeah,
We got to
stay
shout
tuned,
y'all out.
guys.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us.
Share, share, share.
See you when we get back.
Today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck, and our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. Our sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com. And we thank you for your time.
Could you love me tonight on a warm summer night? It would be so nice tonight. Could you love me tonight on a warm summer night? It would be so nice.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call taking my community back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're going to do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're going to bridge that gap because we're going to get out here and we're going to shake hands. We're going to find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. At a sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
Could you love me tonight? On a warm summer night, it would be so nice tonight. Papi, could you love me tonight? On a warm summer night, it would be so nice. Could you love me tonight? On a warm summer night, it would be so nice tonight.
Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes cost me light for the party. Always get it started, and I so bossy, and I so I'm independent, got my own, and I can cash up if I want, Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy.
Welcome back, y'all, to Talk Show Divas, streaming live from Douglas.
Hello.
We give y'all. We want to, say thank you to our amazing executive producer, Felix Washington. Marcus Evans, who is just technical
Everything.
Everything. Shantae Barksdale does the social media for us. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
And I also want to say thank you to Ling Ling for helping us out.
Thanks, Ling Ling.
So, we do want to let y'all know still about if you want to do a banner ad or
Be
30 or 60-second commercial, let us know. Or if you want to do a feature, we got something new we're going to be doing that we'll get you more information on later.
All right.
So, again, I'm Deb, I'm your host, and we're going to jump right into this next topic, guys, okay? And what it is, ready?
We're ready.
DeMarcus Cousins. When should a threat be taken seriously? Like, you know how we get into arguments or whatever, and like, you know, I could be like, shut up, I'm going to kill you. Like, do I really mean I'm going to kill you? You know? But in this situation, DeMarcus Cousins, who was Lakers player, he was getting married to his longtime girlfriend, as you all know, and wanted his son to come to the wedding. So he had asked his ex-girlfriend, his baby mama, I want him to come. And apparently on this recording, I wish I had a way for y'all to hear it, because I'm sure you've heard it. If not, listen. He's going, I'm going to ask you one more time before this goes to the next level. He said, I want him at my wedding. And she said, no, that's not happening. And he said something to the extent, and I'm sure you can quote me on it, I'm going to put a bullet in your effing head.
Yeah.
So
He said it.
he did say it. Now, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I really was. Because I know, words a lot of times are just words. But with that being said, all I'm going to say about that is it's so hard to tell when you take it seriously and when you don't, because I'm sure, as a lot of people know, my sister was murdered when I was 7. She was 28. It was her fiance. They argued, and I'm sure more times than not, things were said that she just didn't take seriously.
Right.
Like, when do you really take it seriously that someone's going to put a bullet in your head? So, I can just imagine how many people would still be here if threats were taken seriously.
They should always be taken seriously.
I'm just thankful that, in light of recent events, thank you, Jesus, that I took things seriously. And I'm able to sit here with you today because I took things seriously and got out of a situation that I should have gotten out of long before. Anyway,
you gotta do what's best.
With that being said, Toya.
For me, I think you have to know the nature of the situation, and you gotta know the person. I mean, if if your person is abusive, and even in language or action-wise, any threat is serious, especially in this time. Threats are serious, period. I mean, there are so many threats, going on, even with the children threatening with the schools. They're following up on it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and I know I watched a segment where there was a teenager, I want to say, and he was just playing a video game with his friends, and he said something about, if you do this again on the video game, I'm gonna shoot up your school or something like that. And he said it, again, kids exchanging words via a game. Right. And the mom said about 30 minutes later, the police are at her door, and they're arresting her son. And she's like, what's going on? What's going on? And he was like, well, your son made a threat. And she was like, what threat? And they basically told her the whole situation, like, we overheard him, and we don't take it lightly. And the mom, of course, she's like, whoa, hold on. Like, they were just joking. This is, they're just playing a game. He didn't mean it. And he was like, Mom, in the midst of what's going on in this world, you don't play about that. So they arrested him, and he went to the juvenile. But it was a lesson learned. Like, you cannot just say anything anymore.
You can't. And we need to teach our children that you just can't say
you got to watch
anymore.
what you say.
I mean, words are very powerful. What do they talk about? Like, words bring life or death, literally. So, in that instance, y'all, I have to hold this mic because I injected my other microphone. So, bear with me today. It's just a sad situation, and you never really know about any of it. So, Toya, I'm looking at you, Kat, going, Toya. What do you think about it?
Well, I wanted to give some shout outs before I told.
Get your shout outs because I need to get some.
Yeah, we all got some shout outs, y'all.
Yes.
We see y'all watching.
Yeah, and we want to know what y'all think of, if y'all think threats should be taken seriously. But I wanted to give a shout out to Coach Hartman. Thank you for watching, Coach Hartman. Pamela Mayo, Dorothy Bergsteiner,
Megan.
Who else, y'all?
We got Cindy Wilson. We got Shedamore West, Tashala Williams, Ada Blakes, Latanya Word, Danielle Robinson, Anthony Neal.
Oh, wow.
Destiny Altman. Y'all come through. Jada Russell.
Sean Parker.
Woo!
I have Mahogany Blue. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. I got an Angela Newman. That's my first cousin. Yo, I got so many people on here.
Yes.
I can't even begin to tell you. Or Veronica Almedina. That's my little sister. Big C. I see you doing big things. It's so much.
Y'all should be talking to us then.
Money on here too, though.
Y'all should be talking to us.
Yeah.
Miss
What's
Smith,
going
I
on?
see you. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff on here. Eric, oh God, child.
Hey, y'all on here today.
Yes,
Al, Joe Albert, Al.
Daddy Shelman, what's up, y'all?
Building, huh?
In the building.
Child. What I feel about this threat, honey? I used to be the one that carried through and do it. I was the twin.
You can't do that.
Twins. I would threaten you and really do it. So now I changed because, you know, no disrespect to anyone, but I no longer fight African American. I fight Caucasian.
Okay. What do you mean by
legal
that?
counsel in a minute.
Okay, legal counsel. Okay, I want to say.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. So what I learned, guys, honestly, because it's a very serious situation, I don't say anything that can incriminate myself.
Right.
Because that's the key factor. Because I could say one word to you and you might feel threatened to press charges
and
against
take it to the max.
And I may not intentionally meant it out of anger. So that's why I try to now think before I speak and act.
Because it's absolutely the other person's perception.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's their perception. It's how they feel. So if they feel threatened, then that's
it.
That's it. If they feel threatened because they're threatened of you as a woman.
Yes.
Jealousy. We already talked about this. So you're right. Perception can be either your prison or your power.
Yeah.
And they can put you in prison because of their perception of what you said. So you do have to be careful because
You have to be
the power of the
careful.
tongue. Somebody can say something about you, Mahogany. Oh, Mahogany said this and did this, and you know what? It's on you to prove that you didn't.
That's
do
absolutely
it.
It's on me to prove that I
sad.
didn't, and it's on me to react the way I should react in a classy, mannerable way.
That's right.
Like a
But
lady.
sometimes they don't
But
give you.
know what
it's
I
so
mean?
hard to do that.
It is hard to do that.
But for DeMarcus situation, y'all gotta remember, celebrities, y'all gotta do it even
more.
worse.
They always
I
have to be
do it
mindful.
even more because guess what? People are after y'all dollars. Okay, you can say you can say a threat with a big smile on your face.
You sure can.
You know, totally joking, and they gon'
That's what I told them last night. They
will
was
take you
pushing.
to the bank.
When we left the event last night, they
Seriously.
was pushing, and I said, "Excuse me, I know he was plugged out, which means plugged out to Mahogany in her world. That's a whole bunch of cash, okay? So if you push me down, it's gonna be,
I'm coming back.
all of those people. So just like be mindful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know the difference between these events, even though this had nothing to do with it, and New York events, is that you're not able to get that close, the close proximity to the artists and stars like that.
Yes.
But because this is now my world, I have the inside. You know what I mean? Well, I could do that, but the average person wouldn't. And my cousin, he's plugged out, if you will.
But Mahogany,
So
I
he
have a
got me in.
question. I have a question. First, I need to say hey. Hey, Megan. Hey,
Hey,
Jerry.
Megan.
Hey, William. Thanks for watching, guys. Listen, seriously, in all seriousness, you heard the video. You heard it. We don't know. We were not there, but that didn't sound like a joke.
It didn't. And let me tell you something. We gotta watch what these guys say. When a person tell you something like that, just keep that in the back of your mind. Because it could be a situation where you out with this man or this lady, because women also.
Yeah, we pop off too, baby.
We pops off.
Yeah, we
but,
pop off,
you know,
baby.
normally, I'm not going to say all the time, but majority of the time, the man is the aggressor.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when somebody passes a threat like that, please do not take that light.
Yeah.
Because I get scared quick with stuff like that. I don't like clingy people. You know, I don't like people that's like in a relationship or whatever. I don't like a man that's clingy. I don't like a man that's like really like monitor my stuff. Like I'm a butterfly, so I gotta fly. If you respect me and you know I'm with you, know the type of person
you're
I
an
am.
eagle, girl.
Don't do all of that extra stuff to me,
Right.
please. Don't do all of that extra stuff. And the least little thing turns me off with a man, cause you don't know.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna tell me you gonna talk me.
and-
I should have shot you.
Yeah.
Right.
I should have shot you last week when I had my gun. You should have.
So
But
does
this
anybody know
particular-
anything about their relationship before?
So the thing about these two, they already had a history of some situations that happened between the two of them that were not disclosed.
Okay.
And of course, this hasn't been the first time that they've had
Yeah, you can tell.
altercations with each other. But because he's getting remarried,
Yep.
and he wanted his child to be there.
Which is not a crazy request.
Yes, it wasn't a
We
crazy
still have the
request.
situation,
And
like,
we
there could
don't-
be circumstances around it that we don't know.
Right. We don't know all that she has said or done to him, where a lot of anger have built up within him, that he got to the point where, because y'all know, we've, in our lifetime, if we want to keep it real,
Tell the truth.
let's just face reality for a moment.
Yes, come on now.
We all have said some things that we should not have said in anger.
Yeah.
I told you, I said something a couple of weeks ago.
Right. And we know we weren't going to literally do that.
That's right.
But you never know what that other person is feeling, because like I said, the other person's perception is what counts. It doesn't matter if we were real about it or if we wasn't. It came out of our mouth and it made them feel some type of way. Now, somebody tell me they're going to put a bullet through my head?
Honey, I'm not even dealing with you.
That's,
no more.
That's a done deal.
It's a wrap that night, okay?
That's a done deal because
that moment.
a bullet?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was upset he wanted his child to be to the wedding. But to literally say,
right,
I'm going to put a bullet through your head, that's something she should have taken very seriously.
Agreed. But and the thing is about protecting your child. We're all mamas, and we'd kill somebody if they mess with their children.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, and that wasn't a threat. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So with that being said, we don't know if there was a reason that she didn't want the child. We have no clue.
No.
But still, that does not excuse the fact or make it okay of him threatening to put a bullet
that reaction
through
was
her.
way
That's
over the
not
top.
okay.
I think that man, he said that, I think he's been pounding on her. Because you're violent to say that you would put a bullet in your child's mother's head.
But do we know anything else about, like, has this happened before? Have there any?
It hasn't been publicized.
There are things that they're going to keep disclosed.
Yeah, I've never heard
They're not gonna put it
DeMarcus'
out
name besides this
She'll
right
probably
now.
come out as she's threatened and feel away, and then now to tell all. You know what I mean? You know how that goes. You know what I mean?
And some of them get paid to keep their mouth quiet.
Some of them get paid with a couple of punches and bruises, because you really don't know what's under a person's clothes, because you don't got to lump their eye up and everything. You
sure
don't know about the,
never
and it's not funny, and I'm not saying it to be funny, but, some men, when they're abusive like that, they don't try to, do anything to her face. Because,
they
you
don't
have
want to
to
put
be
bruises where you can see
presentable. You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's so many different scenarios that we could assume, because it could be that he still was messing with her, and then she didn't want to let the baby come because now she feels some type of way about him marrying somebody else. It happens all the time.
Or it could have been something about the person he married. We have no clue.
You're right.
But what we do know is that he said what he said, okay? He said what he said, and that's why we sitting here saying what we saying.
Well, the thing is, I don't play about that, as I said, my sister. And don't even get me started about when I had a gun pointed at me. Guy pulled the trigger. Of course, it was empty, but still, I mean, that's traumatizing, and you just never know what is going through somebody's head. And in a moment of desperation,
sorry,
you just don't
to
know.
cut over you. Angela Newman just asked, she missed that. Who were we talking about as far as the...
We're talking about DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins.
And what it was he wanted his baby. I think the boy's 7. He wanted him to come to his wedding. He's getting married to his longtime girlfriend.
And let her know he's a ball player.
He's with the Lakers.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, he plays with the Lakers, and he wanted his baby mama to allow their 7-year-old son to come to his wedding, and she said absolutely not. And there's a recording out there. If you want to, it was Angela. If you want to listen to it, you be the judge, Angela. But he said, "I'm gonna ask you this one more time before I take it to the next level. Before I take it to the next level, I want him to be there." And she said, "That's not happening." And then he said, "I will put a bullet in your effing skull or head."
head.
Okay.
In her dome, honey. What you thinking?
And then, of course,
He was
we
trying
didn't
to
hear
stop
anything
her
else
in
on the
her
recording.
thinking.
But we're talking about how
It's terrible.
people think that they can get away with stuff, you know, and words are
Because of
very,
their
very
status.
powerful. Exactly. And then, you know,
You can't
think,
pay everything away.
No,
Money
but
can't
not
pay
only
everything
that,
away.
it's not even about money either, Kat. It can be like, you know, we go, baby, why would you say something? Like, why would you really put me on blast like that? Really, you really think I would do that? Well, do you know how many people out there who are in the ground because they didn't really think someone would do that?
That's right.
And we all know things happen in the heat of the moment. You know, we understand because
That's why they're called crimes of passion.
That could have been a back and forth conversation. He could have said that after 10 whole minutes of arguing.
It could have been a lot said before he said that.
Exactly, before he even said that. So again, like Deb was saying,
key is when you break up with somebody, stop doing it to them. Okay? Because it be feelings attached and it be stuff going on. I'm serious. It's a lot of that would be going on. Oh, can the kids, and you know, we have child together. Stop giving the man the goods. Once it's over, it's over.
Let it be.
You know what I'm saying? Because then now people talking about shooting people in the head and all that. Because he took his dingling back and married the other girl.
But you know, it may not even be about that. We don't even know. That's what we were talking about. Like, you never know.
Look, it's a lot of stuff. It's underhandedly.
Y'all see, I had to take a drink.
Happens to people without money. You feel what I'm saying?
Lemonade.
Stop. Once it's cut, yes.
It's
Go ahead,
lemonade.
sis.
We
That's
don't want
what
it
it
to
is.
seem.
You
We
know.
definitely don't want it to seem like we're making light of this because we're definitely not.
No, it's
And
not funny.
all of us has been. I don't even want to say. I hate using the term victim, but all of us have been
We
victims.
all have been
Yes,
victims.
we have. Yes, we have.
Things that, if we would have cut it off, we may not even be here right now.
Exactly.
So,
sister.
guys, we have to take a break right now, and we still want to hear from you. Thanks, Megan. We're having a lot of positive feedback about this new setup, so let us know what y'all think. And thanks for joining us again. And we got something else that's mind-blowing when we come back. So
Yes.
stay with us.
Y'all share in the meantime.
Don't go anywhere.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call taking my community back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck.
Body cold, frosty cold, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes cost me light for the party. Always get it started, and I so bossy, and I so I'm independent, got my own. I can cash up if I want, Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes.
To Talk Show Divas, streaming live from Douglasville, Georgia. I'm your host. I'm Deb, and again, my sisters are
Toya,
Mahogany Blue,
Queen Diamond.
Oh, she said Queen Diamond.
Don't forget it.
Yeah,
Bling,
All right,
bling.
so
That's
thank
right.
you for coming back and joining us again, guys. Again, I want to give a shout out to our executive
Toya.
producer, Felix Washington, and Marcus Gibbons is our technical guru. We love you, Marcus.
Yes,
Marcus.
we love you,
And then
Marcus. Even though you
Shantae
snuck in here.
does our social media. Thank you, girl. We wouldn't know what to do without you. And of course, to all of our diva dolls and dudes, we could not do it without y'all. So thank you for
Yes.
joining
y'all
us.
watching
you
today.
Yeah, you are. But you know what? Thank you for saying perfect dress for a day like today. That's
Oh,
for
that's
all
so
of us.
freaking nice.
Thank you, love.
That is so nice.
Stephanie, thanks for watching. That's my old friend. Not
Hey,
old, like
friend.
old, but you know. Okay, guys. So, Misty, thank you for sharing it. Guys, share it.
Yes, share. Y'all
we're
watch it.
so
Hit the
passionate
share
and love
button
what
now.
we're doing here.
Hit the share
But
button.
we want everybody
love
else to
it.
see it. So
We love life.
our last topic here, guys, is a touchy one. But like all of them are touchy.
We just touchy today.
Yeah. Honey.
I
We
just
gonna
forgot
lighten it up next
to
week.
say,
We gonna lighten it up
everybody, all
next
of my
week.
sisters look fabulous. Y'all are some goddesses.
Thank you.
Yeah, we be fly though.
Okay, so this last topic here is, at what age do you think it's okay to allow your child to make life decisions? And what the example is, okay, there's a little girl named Gracie, 6 years old, who lives in California. Her parents, at age 4, allowed her to change her name, grow her hair out, and live as transgender.
At age what?
At 4, they allowed the hair to grow out, name to be changed, and everything. Okay, that's Gracie. Then there is Danny, whose name was Daniel, in Scotland. One day, his mom walked in the bathroom, found him with a pair of scissors. He wanted to cut off his bits because he wanted to be a girl. Okay, she allowed him to live as a girl. The doctors said, well, you know, we can give him drugs to postpone puberty and give him hormone treatments instead of surgery or whatever. But so his parents started a fund to raise money to pay for the surgery. Then, you know, Jazz Jennings is I Am Jazz, which is a television personality, transgender. Let me see. Then there is medical knowledge is that gender identity solidifies by ages 2 to 4. Now, with all of that being said, there is a day camp in California. It's called Rainbow Day Camp. It is a day camp for transgender and gender fluid kids between the ages of 4 and 12. In this camp, it opened in 2014, and the enrollment has tripled since then. The camp founder, Sandra Collins, says her daughter knew she was transgender at age 2. 2 years old. Every morning at this camp, they make name tags with whatever pronouns they identify with that day, and it changes every day. The founder, Sandra, says that when people ask her, isn't that too young to know what your gender is or what your sexuality is? She says, my question back to them is, too young for what? How do young people actually know their genders? Well, my answer for that is they look down and they see what they have. Do you have a Twinkie or do you have a cookie? That tells you your gender. I'm not saying that you don't feel like something different days, whatever, but at 2 and 4 and 6 and even 10, before you hit puberty, this day camp has
that's crazy.
gained.
What the?
Oh, you don't even know. This day camp has become so popular and in demand. They're about to open another location in Colorado, but they're also having requests. They've been contacted by certain groups in Seattle, Louisiana, Vegas, and Atlanta. Now, I'm going to tell you one situation I found in my research, and then I want to hear from y'all. And we definitely want to hear from y'all because this is like a hot topic. It's very touchy.
It is
But
very
that's what we talk about on the
that
Divas
one.
because we want to keep it real. We want to know what everybody thinks, especially parents with this, like me having kids at 2, 4, 10, 11, 12. So you decide. Let me just give you this situation I found. In my research, there was a situation, a little boy decided he was going through a phase, you know, because sometimes there are phases. Sometimes our kids go through phases, and decided he thought he wanted to be a girl. He was playing with dolls, decided he wanted to try wearing makeup. I think he was 5, maybe 6. So his mom had friends in the transgender community, was like, you know what? Nope, this is my child. This is the world we live in today. So he's 5 and he wants to be a girl. He's going to be a girl. Changed his name, took him out of his school, enrolled him into a different school as a little girl. Flash forward 3 years. He's in therapy because he's like, my mom ruined my life. It was a phase. I didn't say I wanted, she just completely ruined my life and then put it in my head. And that's where it came from, that I didn't want to be a girl. I was just wanting to do things I'd never done before. So with that being said, I want to know your thoughts on this cat as a mama.
Why she had to come to me? This is
okay. Well, it doesn't have to be a cat. Like, it is a sensitive topic.
It's a very sensitive topic for me.
Okay. You want to come last?
Yes, come back to me,
Mahogany,
please.
I see you over there bubbling, babe.
Look, I don't know why you
Hurry
tell
up.
me
Well,
to go
look,
now,
I'm
but
ready, honey.
I'm
Look.
just-
I'm ready. Look.
Go ahead. go.
Okay, Toya. Phil, let's try it.
Confusion, okay, is the first thing that comes to my mind. When a child is that young, of course, like we talked about earlier, there's questions, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of questions about, you know, what's, like, for instance, my son, 7-year-old son asked me yesterday, I said, well, are you a male or a female? Because we were at Sky Zone and we were registering. And so I said, you know, type in your name, da-da-da. And the question asked male or female. And he said, what's a male, what's a female? I'm assuming that he would know by now, but, you know, he obviously he did. So he asked me. So I'm like, you're a male. And he said, oh, so he hit male. But that triggered me, okay, well,
he's how old?
He's 8. So I said, well, he's about to be 8. I said, well, when we get back into the car, you know, I'm going to expound on that, you know, because it never clicked to me that you're not aware if you're a male or a female, you know. But with that, he knows, you know, that he's a boy, but he doesn't know boy and a male are the same thing. He knows boy, girl. He's in that stage, boy, girl. So, you know, male, female is kind of, you know, up there to him. So just that alone, that's a simple conversation. But this whole situation that we're talking about, confusion, that is totally up to the parent at that age to straighten that out, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Because that's curiosity. You know, if a kid is, okay, well, you know, I wonder what it's like, you know, because little boys now, how many adorable little boys do you see that have long hair?
Right.
That's not because they want to be a girl. You know what I'm saying? That's a fashion thing now. That's a sense of style now. You know, and I see, and then how many times do we have boys that are mistaken for girls? Like somebody asked me yesterday, it was my son, oh, is it a girl or a boy? You can tell from his clothing he's a boy, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't take offense, but it's just little things like that. But if your child is, you know, the example that you gave, you know, he was like, I never want to be a girl. I'm trying to figure out why would your parent support anything like that? I mean, that's just me. I'm old school, you know, and that is under my roof. You are what you're born, you know, and it's going to stay that way.
Sex. That's what
you
your
know,
gender is.
And it's outrageous to me. You know, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. People may be
self-expression.
upset with that. There is, but
That's their problem if they are, because I have a take on it too.
I'm
get to you
There's
in
no
a sec.
question
We're
about
gonna get
that.
to you in a
There's
sec.
and I'm not going to support it at a young age, 10, and now I'm not going to support. I'm never going to support it, period.
But look at it. Look at how many now. I don't remember at last count. I thought someone had told me it was like 300 or 136.
What?
Different gender selections you can choose on Facebook.
That's not a choice. What kind of choice is that? Where's this coming from?
My thing is, we had met someone doing the events that we do. Someone,
I'm sorry,
someone had said something, and I said, "Oh, she's over there." And then one of the people I was with said, "You better watch saying she." Well, what are you talking about? I'm not going to say queen or miss or whatever. This is a teenager. No, well, you know, they identify with whatever. I was like, I don't care what they identify with. It's a girl. I'm talking to a female. I'm going to say she, and I'm not going to tiptoe around it. It's insane. So then this whole debate started with, you have to be very careful these days. Oh my God. Do you have to be careful the way you breathe? Yes. This world is getting so ridiculous. Like everybody needs a tampon.
Honey, that's
insane.
confusion. The devil is busy, honey. Confusion. Confusion.
So the devil is the devil.
God made it clear, baby, from day one, in my opinion, made it very clear. You're a male, you're a female. Period.
Okay, so Jerry says she should have talked to a therapist first before going and doing that to a child.
Yeah.
Agreed. Hey, Nicole, thanks for watching.
Child, period.
Mahogany.
You gotta talk to your child.
I want to hear this.
I don't know. I just feel like, you know what?
Just right. That's
my kids, they know exactly who they are, and that's something that I would never condone. My 4 or 5-year-olds wanting to change their gender. Period.
So your 4-year-old comes up to you and goes, "Mom, I want to be a boy. I want to be a girl. I want to start wearing dresses. I want to wear a prom. I want to wear a dress to prom."
I would sit down with my child and ask them why, or first of all, where did this come from? Because these are not things.
I saw it on TV, Mommy.
Okay, this is also, I train my kids differently. I'm not a person that's going to be liked anyway, so I'm going to just keep it real with you. I'm going to tell you my opinion.
Keep it real.
At the end of the day, I'm always going to do, because I don't know nothing else. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it real with you. Not at all, not for my kid.
Yeah, it's
period. Point blank, period. I think a child needs to be, take their time. They need to be worrying about a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I told my son the other day. Being a kid. I told my 13-year-old the other day, he said something to me. It was so beautiful. He was like, Mommy, you know, I see you pushing yourself. When I grow up, you ain't gonna have to worry about nothing because I'm gonna take care of you. I said, Micah, you ain't got to do that. Because you know what? Kids are sponges. Not to say that they see that in the crib, they sponges. But it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to me to have my little boy walking around with no gown on.
Nope.
It's not acceptable to me. I don't care if you like it or not. I have cousins, and I knew from when they were little boys that they were going to be homosexuals.
Yes.
When they
Same
grew up.
here.
That's the fact.
Same here.
And they watch me and everything like that when they can, when they're not working. But I knew that they were going to be gay men. Did I ever treat my cousins differently? No. I never said anything to them as little boys because it's not my job to judge.
But it's not for my child.
For my kids and my house.
My child. No, ma'am.
You can never tell what your child will be. You know what I'm saying? You can never tell. You can't be like, oh, my daughter gonna be straight. I have a homegirl right now, her son is gay. She didn't see it, she didn't know it, whatever like that, but I believe it's signs that you see with your child.
It is signs.
But there are signs
when
that
you're
you can't
when you're
ignore.
that parent, when you're that
You
parent,
cannot
sometimes
ignore,
you
but
have
no,
to be blind to
Tommy,
it.
you're not putting on no pink lipstick and brushing your hair and twerking. You ain't doing all of that stuff.
I wanna hear you from
Neither
you,
is
Kat.
my daughter going to be allowed to be dressing like no boy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's
But you
unacceptable.
know what? You should not be ostracized or talked about or looked down upon because that's how you feel.
Be who you are. When you become an adult and you get out my house, you can wear a dress. You can perm your hair and put curls in
No
it.
mahogany. I'm talking about you as a parent.
Me
should
as a
not
parent.
be looked down upon or talked
I don't
about.
care how you look
because
at
that's
me.
your
You ain't
choice.
raising my village, so I don't care. Whatever you do that in your house. Let your son wear mini dresses and skirts at 4 with lipstick on with eyeliner. My baby ain't doing that. Whatever they gonna be it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna support my child with whatever, choice they make.
Yeah,
When they're
you have to.
old enough.
When
and
they're
mature
old enough to do it and they're able, strong
Exactly. Kat, we want to hear what you
enough,
have to
to
say.
deal
babe.
with these things.
Agreed.
Like,
Well, when you first came to me, I said it was a sensitive subject because it had hit my home. And it's real because my children were raised in church. They know how to pray. They know how to worship. They know what the Bible says.
I love that.
And the thing about it is I used to have family time every week and we discussed everything. But she did not come to me until I started seeing a change. That's why I know parents know when there's a different, when there's a change in their children. I started seeing the way that she was dressing. And I went to her and had a conversation.
How old was she at this point?
At this point, she was 15.
Okay.
Okay. She was 15 years old. I had no idea at first that she even had those type of thoughts in her mind. So, but when
Just to clear it up for the viewers, like what thoughts?
the thoughts,
Dressing,
no, the
liking?
thoughts of liking other
Okay,
girls.
Go ahead. Thank you.
So, I had the conversation with her because I noticed the way she was, the clothes she was wearing, you know.
Like what? Like
baggy
Okay.
clothes. She wasn't dressing the way she would normally dress. So I started.
There's a drastic change.
It was a drastic change for her, you know. And so I told her, I said, let's have a conversation, you know. And so I've always been that straight up mom where I'm not gonna hold no punches. We gonna talk straight talk. I just don't. My kids used to always say, Mama, why you talk like this? Because somebody in the streets are going to talk to you like this, so I'm going to talk to you like this at home.
That's how you going to get it, yeah.
So as I began to talk to her, and she told me, yeah, I think that I like girls. You think, or do you like girls? And when did this come about? So then she began to tell me how some of her friends who look nothing like they like any girls, introduced her to it. And so I was in shock. I'm not gonna lie. I was heartbroken. I cried. I could not believe it. But I wanted to hear from her, and she was confused.
Confusion.
She was confused.
Hello.
So as I began to talk to her,
it is, honey.
I said, "You know the word of God.
That's the devil's job.
How would you
Stir it up.
allow your friends to put that kind of pressure on you?
Overpower your mind like that.
To change your mind about something like this?" And so she began to talk to me in details, which made me understand how she ended up feeling those feelings and those different thoughts. And a lot of times we don't want to be we don't want to talk that deep with our children. You know, you got old people that's so old in their ways. I don't want to hear that. You just better do what you're supposed to do and shut them down.
Because I said so.
Because I said
gotta
so.
be that outlet.
But you have
gotta
to
be.
hear them. You have to listen. You have to talk to your child. Get an understanding of why they feel the way that they feel instead of shutting them down. So that's what I did. And because I did that, she's not like that anymore. But it was a hard.
It's a phase.
It was a phase that she went through. But it was a hard pill to swallow to deal with something like that, because that's something you don't think that's gonna come to your home.
But see, exactly. But see, now imagine if you weren't that parent, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know, when that confusion is there, is us parents, especially when they're under your roof, you know, you have to be there to steer them. Like you are, when you're raising your child, part of that is steering your child into the right direction.
That's right.
Kids, when they leave our front door, they go to school, you know, their friend's house, the playground, whatever. You don't know what they're gonna face.
Right.
But when they come home, you know what I'm saying? You, as a parent, you are to make those observations and you have to address them.
Yes, but don't get it twisted.
Ignore it.
I want everybody to understand this. Don't get it twisted. If she had chose to continue that as an adult out of my home, because she know it won't go down in my home. But if she chose to do that, that would have never changed the love I had for her. I would have never told her I disown her, which a lot of parents do because they're embarrassed. No, that's still my flesh and blood. I still love her. I'm going to continue to pray for her. But when you come to my home, you follow by my rules, grown or not grown. And that's the end of the day.
But here's the thing, and we all know this, okay? So if you choose to raise your children in the way, you know, you bring them up with, you know, how it's always been, guys, you know, with girls with guys, whatever, and that's how you choose to do it. If something is not right for your family and you are not for it, you're not an advocate of it, you know, you're against it and you're the enemy. And how, you know, the term gay bashing used to be really big. Well, now it's not gay bashing anymore, it's straight bashing. I had someone say something about gay pride and the parade and stuff. And then someone said, well, you know, I'm going to start a parade for straight people. And someone else goes, you can't do that. And they said, why not? Well, because, you know, you haven't had to, you know, their rights were taken away or something. I don't remember all of the conversation, but of course I had to interject and say, whoa, that's not true. Like if someone said you know, being straight, you never had to hide anything. You never had to hide who you like. Oh, really? You've had friends? You grew up in high school. You like an ugly guy? Psh, you got to hide that from your friends. Your kid likes the fat chick. You got to hide that. Likes the toothless chick. It has to be hidden. Everybody has to hide something. So it just needs to be, when everybody's spouting off about equality, not just equality for some people, equality for everybody. Period. But just remember, this world, how we are all different. We all have different views. We all have different thoughts, feelings. We just need to be respectful. But I totally respect every one of y'all as parents, and I think it's amazing. And I think that you shouldn't be bashed for wanting to do what you think is right for your child. And y'all remember that if anybody comes out with any hateful or ugly comments.
Love who you love. Be true to thyself. You know what I mean? Respect your children, whatever their decision is. But as a parent, allow your child to grow.
Yes.
You know, just allow them that.
But when they're old enough to know better,
you can
not
see
at 4 years old.
certain things, not at 4. You can see things in your children if you know that they're going to be a little different.
And get on
it's
your job.
fine.
Get
you
on
know,
your
I
job.
believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yes,
That's how I
ma'am.
was raised.
Say that again. I'm
Right.
sorry.
You know what I'm saying? And I, for God, I live and die. You know, and that's just who it is. But things happen in people's lives, and it is the work of the devil.
And you know
But
what
I'm
they
not
say?
going to put that
He
on
come
my
to
kids.
kill, steal, and destroy.
In the midst,
And the
causing
thing
confusion.
is, like Kat said, I would have loved my child no matter what my kid.
Because they're your child.
That's why when my kids go out, has nothing to do with it, but I'm just going to tie it in it. I always tell my kids when they go out to make sure you have an alibi.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be your biggest advocator. You feel what I'm saying? Always. No matter what. I don't care if you're going to the corner store, let somebody know where you're going. Pay attention to your kids. It's very imperative. Because when little boys and little girls do that, it doesn't always mean that they've seen that in a home. They could be reaching out for something.
Right. And
sometimes could be attention. Like she said, the situation happened with the young man, and he was like, I never wanted to be a girl.
Right.
My cousin, he used to play with my dolls when we were little.
was
He's
just
older
curious,
than me.
yeah.
And guess what? He's not a homosexual man.
Yeah.
He's never been into men.
Right.
He's an awesome father. He's divorced. He's remarried. He's an awesome father. My aunt, God bless her dead, she used to be like, oh, go over there and play with
Guys,
your
we
dolls
gotta go.
and everything. So, yeah, it was
thank
like,
you for
just pay
listening.
attention to your children.
Absolutely, and
You
be
know?
you as a parent, and remember, you could be the only Jesus someone ever sees.
Absolutely.
Make sure you
Love
do it
'em.
right, people.
Yeah.
Love each other. Come back Sunday.
All right.
Follow,
Love
share.
y'all.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Thank
and
you for tuning
have
in.
an awesome week, and go do something kind for someone else. Pass it on.
Happy Labor Day.
Enjoy and be safe.
Yes.
That's right, sister.
See y'all
Oh my God,
Sunday.
I almost forgot, child.
Bye-bye.
Body cold,
Frosty cold,
and I'm so
bossy,
and I so
saucy,
and my clothes
cost me clothes,
light for the party. Always get it started, and I so
bossy,
and I so
sauce,
I'm independent, got my own. And I can cash up if I want. Body cold, frosty, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.